You know, they didn't know when they were shooting this that this was going to be their last time shooting with Chadwick Boseman. They didn't know that they wasn't going to get no more Black Panther movies out of Chadwick when this was shot. He was just shooting this because, hey, this is just some B-roll stuff. I'm just going to shoot real quick. And now look at it. As he's sitting there talking about it, he's reflecting on how this is probably one of the most memorable moments. It's such a simple, just a bunch of kids shooting hoops on a side street somewhere shooting, man. And that just shows, like, you don't know when you on your deathbed, when you on your final moments, what memories are going to come to the forefront. You don't know which ones they are. They might be good, might be bad. But this is one that's frozen in time. Steph, any words?
I thought it was beautiful. You know, huge fan of Chadwick Boseman's work, huge fan of Ryan Coogler's work. I don't know if we want to dive into it or just put a pin in it, but there's been a lot of talk resurging online again about should they recast T'Challa, and I have complicated feelings about that. But I'm glad he shared the clip. It was beautiful to watch.
What are your complicated feelings?
You know, if you'd asked me a year ago, I was completely dead set against it. At this point in time, I feel open to it, but as long as it's acknowledged, like, let's not do replace Terrence Howard with Don Cheadle, Aunt Viv switch and pretend it's the same person, because it's clearly not. You know, we acknowledge that T'Challa passed away. So if there is, in the vein of how Shuri received the mantle, an actual ceremonial, and now this person is stepping into the suit and stepping into the role, but is not T'Challa, but is now the Black Panther, I think I could be open to that if it were the right person. John Boyega is my top choice.
Oh, John Boyega. I like John Boyega. Does John Boyega have T'Challa energy? John Boyega feels to me more like a villain.
Nah, he has it.
No?
He has it 100%. I mean, if you saw Woman King, he 100%, he 100% has it. But that, like, I'm of the same mindset now of Stephanie, because you remember how against the whole recast I was. But I think enough time has passed. But I also think that the route that they've got set up, where you have the young son of T'Challa, which you can now literally go from him being a young man into learning how to be the Black Panther and everything like that through Shuri. I think you can go that route and literally, just at some point later on have him have a son that he names T'Challa. There's many ways to go about this to kind of bring T'Challa's version of the Black Panther back into the storyline. I don't necessarily think you need a grown man at this point. And that's why I was like, as much as I think John Boyega could pull it off, I don't think it's necessary for us to have a grown man at this point in that version. I think that if you are to do if you want to go and do the full storyline of T'Challa, you can make it make sense. And come from a younger version and do the younger version and do everything like that. So I'm also of the notion that you can at this point possibly recast him and find a way to make it make sense.
What about the thought? Because I've been hearing this from some folks lately. Looks like we lost Nolly for a second. What about the thought that perhaps your boy Aldous Hodge could potentially, he's in the news right now for voicing his desire to play the following program is rated TV MALSV. Can you leave me alone, please? Thank you. Yes. His desire to play it. I'm trying to find the article right now, but it's definitely in the news. And I'm just wondering what you guys' feelings are on this. Are we feeling Aldous Hodge as a potential Black Panther? Yay or nay?
Nay.
Nay?
Absolutely.
Come on, Steph.
I see it. I think he's got He's got the energy. Yeah, I see it. I would put him in my box of options.
Would you put him at the top of that list?
John
Oops.
Boyega's at the top.
John Boyega's the top. John Boyega's
Yeah.
your number one, huh? Okay. What about because he's only DC right now. What about Aaron Pierre? That's Mufasa. Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa.
Absolutely not. Absolutely the fuck not. Absolutely not. Put him in somewhere, but the child no for a multitude of reasons. That he's I'm sorry, he's too light skinned. He has green eyes. He's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but he's not T'Challa. And just I think it'd be distracting. I would no
Distracting. That's the problem. He's too fine. I can't have my T'Challa too fine. He gotta look realistic. Come on now. All right, I ain't tripping. All right, so no Aldous Hodge. Okay, what about a continuation? Black Panther that's not T'Challa, but T'Challa adjacent. All right, we get a new T'Challa, but time shifted so that maybe young T'Challa Toussaint is now the real T'Challa. And we get to just bask in his magnificence without him ever taking place of the original T'Challa, son of T'Chaka.
I mean, I'm with that. I mean, I said that I wasn't necessarily going with the Toussaint aspect of it because we know exactly who Toussaint is. So, but if you can make it make sense, in any way, shape, or form, I mean, we still are in the multiverse. So if they can make it sense and go, I am of the notion and of the I feel like going young would be the route to go. If you're going to do it, go young. And that's why, like, as many actors as I think could play T'Challa at this point, I think if you go younger, then it's a little bit better of a transition. I mean, you know the type of pressure you're putting on any actor who decides to follow T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman's version of T'Challa. That pressure is insurmountable. Like you have to be great beyond great. He was greatness personified.
Yeah.
Now you have to be great beyond great, and that's asking a lot of, especially Aldous Hodge. Like, as much as I like Aldous Hodge now, based on what I saw in Alex Cross,
Alex Cross.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is a Black Panther. I would have liked to see Yahya before they made him Wonder Man. Yahya, I think, would have embodied the Black Panther a lot better than Aldous Hodge would have. And I just see that from his roles, playing Mantis, also playing Watchmen,
Candyman.
Dr. Manhattan. No,
Dr.
Dr.
Manhattan.
Manhattan from Watchmen.
Well,
So
I mean,
what?
that was
I
a
mean,
limited role, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't really act too much as Dr. Manhattan.
You're not getting what I'm saying. What I'm saying is
I
he
hear what
has
you're saying.
experience.
The magnitude of his role.
Yes, he has experience. Aldous did Hawkman and Black Adam, and
Yep.
I was like, oh, okay, all right, but I just man,
Oh shoot, I don't know why that keeps happening. All right, well, Nadi, welcome back. I see you've had a chance to change. Remember, we were at the church. We want to get home so bad. Am I the only one that used to want to get home and get out of them clothes so bad? Falling asleep all during church. Mama be like, okay, as soon as you get home, you're going right to sleep. But as soon as you get home, you cannot go to sleep, bro. All right, sorry, just having bad flashbacks. Your thoughts, Nali, before we move forward on whether or not Aldous Hodge would make a proper fit for Black Panther. Love it.
Maybe it's that the bar is really high, and I agree. I think we are better off with someone younger, because we could do a time jump, and his son could be the next one to take up the mantle, and Shuri do something else with herself. But the bar is high, and I'm for recasting for Black Panther in the MCU. It needs to be the right fit.
And you don't think that Aldous is the right
fit? I don't know. I mean, I feel like if we gave him a chance, he could. But I don't know that everyone would be satisfied with it. I don't know if he rise up to the occasion. These are big boots to fill.
Yeah. My next question is, whether they're on your list or not, who, if anybody, and you know how I feel. I don't always think that we have to choose from a list of well-known characters. I think it's very possible that our new Black Panther may not be even of note as of this moment. You know what I'm saying? Because let's keep it real. Chadwick we loved him, but he was really like a black, kind of like a black. I don't want to call him a black actor because obviously he's black and he's an actor. But I mean, he was doing roles like Jackie Robinson, James Brown. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know he did some of the, even the movie that he did was based in Africa. Like, he was, in my opinion, like the quintessential black actor, the next upcoming rising Denzel-esque type of actor. I don't know if he had that same notoriety in white people's households before Black Panther. I don't know if he was as notoriety. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I feel like Black Panther pushed him over the top when it came to notoriety. So I'm saying, like, right now, that very well could be another actor who's at that cusp, who doesn't have to be of Chadwick's notoriety. He doesn't have to be so good. They just have to be like good enough that they can handle it. You know what I'm saying? And that when we do push them to that mountaintop, they don't do nothing stupid like hit their girlfriend or slap people at a karaoke bar in Miami, in Hawaii, and just hold on to the T'Challa legacy, even as a regular actor. I feel like that's what we want. Does anybody that we can think of right now meet that? John Boyega, I think, is on that list. I think I can qualify him for that. I think we could say, I still like, I still don't know his name. Who?
First of all, based off what you said, we can't qualify John Boyega as that because John Boyega is a household name. Like, people know who John Boyega is. Like, it's not like he's not like what you were describing with Chadwick Boseman, where all of his roles, this dude was in Star Wars. So, like, there's no, like, everybody knows who John Boyega is, which is why I think if you look at it from the terms of, I'll compare it to college and NFL, the college and NFL. In college football or college NBA or NBA, whatever, college sports, you are driven by the idea of, I want to make it to the next level. I want to play at the most elite level, so I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure I get to that next level. Once you get to the NFL and the NBA, you made it. So now you comfortable. You ain't ready to put forth all of that effort that you did to get there. And I think if you think of it like that and you go from that term, you find some up and coming actor who hasn't done much of anything, but has that hunger and that desire to be great. If you find that individual, that's the one that you go and you put for a part like this. But again, you start young. If you put anybody who is already of the age to play the actor, play Black Panther right now, you might not get that regal, that regal nature, the class, the presence that Chadwick Boseman was able to give you as the Black Panther. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a king to play a king. That's what you're looking for.
I think John Boyega might be the exception, though. I think Steph might be onto something. He might be the exception. He might be one of the few people that has notoriety. He's shown his talents, and he can still handle the. But
melanated. I mean, we going back to melanin now. John Boyega is not dark enough to be the Black Panther.
What?
What do you mean what? Why did I? What do you mean what?
He's well brown.
I mean, what are we talking well brown? Because we're doing now. All right. So when you think of Storm, you want a melanated woman, but you also want a darker version of the character. The same thing goes for Black Panther. You want a darker version of the character. You can say he's brown, which he is, but if you put him right next to Chadwick Boseman's tone, his tone is darker than that of John Boyega. John Boyega would not be the same version that you're looking for in a Storm. I'm just being honest. I'm being perfectly honest. Like I love John Boyega as an actor. Don't get me wrong, but we're talking about melanin. You just put up a picture of Aldous Hodge. If you put Aldous Hodge next to John Boyega, there's a clear difference in the tone of their skin tone. I mean, like, there's a clear difference. I mean, you're laughing, but it's a clear difference.
I don't think that this is a race to out dark the next actor. I think let's get. I know that's not what you're saying, but go ahead, Steph. What you got?
I feel like we're getting into the weeds. Like this man is he's well chocolate. I think there are certainly shades, but there's like Aaron Pierre is in a category, and then Chadwick and John are in a category that is different from that. I think that cutting the line of like incrementally, I think it's to be too much, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree. I don't necessarily agree because with the argument that we have about Storm all the time is the complexion of her skin. It shouldn't be any different with Black Panther.
I think the argument isn't that we want a light. The argument is that we can't have a light-skinned, light-washed Storm, and there is a degree of what you're saying that is true. I do agree with you that we have to be cognizant of the complexion. All right. But what I don't want to do is do the coffee light to dark test and make sure that whoever it is that plays T'Challa has to be dark roast. You know what I'm saying? As long as they're not light roast, you know what I'm saying? As long as they're not like medium light roast, heavy on the soy milk, as long as it's majority coffee and not majority cream, I think we're fine. I don't think that folks want, you know, it doesn't have to be Wesley Snipes or Idris Damon, old boy from Snowfall, just for them to qualify. They just can't be Alicia Keys. They can't be Aaron Pierre. They just have to be solid, monoracially Black, and at bare minimum, have respect for the culture of Black people. They can't be some shuck and jive coon, this, that, the third, and I'm just gonna get the role, even though I'm gonna talk all this stuff about Black people like certain wicked witches did. You know what I'm saying? So I hear what you're saying, Ty, but I don't think we're gonna be like, all right, Aldous. Hey, so hold on, let me. All right.
I will add, Storm has yet to be portrayed on screen by someone with a Black mother. Let that sink in. Ooh. Storm has only been portrayed by women whose mothers were white. Okay, let me just get an actor and actress with two Black parents. I like what Renzelis Brown said in the comments. Unambiguously Black. That'd be a good T-shirt. Clock it. Yes,
I love that. You know what? That might be a good shirt. I mean, it might start some turmoil within the community, but I agree, Steph. Like the fact that, oh damn. All right, you know what? I don't want to start between us, but the fact of the matter is, I never thought about that. Storm. Now, Allison, she did her voice, and you know, she's Black. She's from Barbados.
Respect. That's animated.
But it's just animated, right? That's a voice. What Storm, what Steph just said is 100% true. On screen, in terms of movies and shows, which I don't think there's been a show, but we've only seen Storm depicted by folks with one white parent, at least, and
white mothers.
It's specifically mothers. Okay, I don't even want to. Okay, well.
Oh yeah, right. both their mamas is white, and you know that tends to be for a young woman the person that you emulate.
Well, Halle had a whole thing. I ain't gonna sit, but at the end of the day, what you're saying is 100% true. We would like the same type of representation that Chadwick originally represented, and that's what made him such a perfect casting. There's literally nothing other than the fact that he wasn't from the continent of Africa originally on his birth certificate, which we know as Black people, we all are anyway. that he's just the perfect casting. So I think that's cool, man. I'm glad that we're all in agreement